Hi everybody, welcome out to the Dice Tower. My name is Chris, and I'm taking a look at two precariously poorly planned piles of games. This could go at any moment here. So these are going to be quick form reviews of games, small box games that range from an 8 score all the way down to a 3. So a wide swath of stuff here. I'm not going to go into too much detail or show game information about each of them, but if any of them catches your eye, you can easily look them up online. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, One Card Dungeon. I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10. It tries to do too much with too little. It has dice for your characters and for your energy, your die rolls, and the monsters. And it's one card that represents 12 levels of a dungeon. And it's just too lucky for how puzzly it's trying to be. It's too puzzly and lucky for how fun it's trying to be. And so this is one where if you want something like this, a solo adventure, Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs is kind of the better version of that. Next up, My Shelfie, the dice game. I'm giving this one a 5. I love the original My Shelfie. This one is a roll and write from Simone Luciani, a great designer I love, but it's too lucky. There's not enough mitigation on the dice. It's not clever enough to be as slight as it is, unfortunately. So this one, not one that I loved. So 5 out of 10. Deductio. This one's also a 5 out of 10. You have a secret number, and every turn you have to play cards out that tell the other players information about your number. Less than 17, even or odd. And if there's easy clues, then that player's going to do better. And if you have hard clues, nothing but hard clues to work with, people will figure out your number sooner. You don't want to get figured out. Uninteresting. I'm giving this a 5. Stool Pigeon. This is another game that is kind of like golf, or Cabo, or Silver. 4 cards face down in front of you. You draw cards and replace cards until you take a turn to knock and pass and say, I think I have the lowest. Everyone takes one more turn. This one is luckier for me than Cabo. It has a few rules tweaks that I didn't love. You can't discard the card you draw. You have to replace a card. You can peek at other players' cards, and there's some moments where there's like speed race to... Someone played a 6. I can slam out my 6. Or I can slam out someone else's 6, and they get a punishment. It's fine. I've had fun with it, but it's not what I'm coming back to. So it's a 6 out of 10 for Stool Pigeon. Seaside. I'm giving a 7. This is a great production from Randolph Games. It has wooden tokens in a bag. You draw them out. Kind of push your luck style, but not too much of a push your luck game. A little bit, right? You can either take the tokens and put them in the middle of the table in the ocean, or you can put them on your beach or in front of you. And the tokens you put in front of you will harvest tokens from the middle of the table, and you're trying to kind of score a lot of them. Oh, rocks collect crabs. Seagulls collect, the different food out there. And you just want the most chips. Charming, good production, 7 out of 10. Carnival, or Carnival. I hate this game, 3 out of 10. I was trying to figure out why I hate this game so much, because you have a hand of cards, play a card in front of you, or in the middle of the table. You only score for each suit if there are more value of that suit than in front of you, and that's fine. I was like, why did I dislike that? That's like Capital Lux. And then I remembered, the next rule is you can also play a card in front of someone else and just tank them. There's also these mask cards that can hide the value of a card you play in front of yourself or in the middle or in front of someone else. I really hated it. It just did not come together. 3 out of 10. Once Upon a Plunder, I'm giving this one a 6.5. This is a charming game. One versus many. One player's a dragon trying to eat up all the villagers. The other players, up to 5 other players. The game goes up to 6. They're villagers. They're trying to empty out these cards. Everyone reveals a card at the same time. If you go to the same location the dragon goes to, he gets you. It's really slight. It's really simple. And yet it's kind of fun to make fun of the dragon. You big dumb dragon, you missed. Or when the dragon gets like 4 of you, he's like, ha. So 6.5, slight. If you need like a super easy, small little filler, not a bad one. Christmas Tree. 7.5. This is from the same designer and publisher as Vegetable Stock, one of my favorite games. A little card drafting game where there's rows of cards out in the middle of the table. You can take from the first one that has 1 card. Or you can pay a card and take from the second one, which has 2 cards. Or you could pay 2 cards to grab from the next row, kind of Century Spice Road-like. Very cute, charming little drafting game where you're trying to get 3, 4, 5 of a kind to score points. I would really recommend this if you're looking for like a cutesy little family weight Christmas-themed game. So, 7.5. Iluliaq. I have almost nothing to say about this game. You put the box out there and you want to throw cards onto it. There are card powers that are just ridiculous and weird and don't make sense and are uneven as they're dealt out to players. I hate this one. What did I give this one here? I wrote in my notes a 3. That's correct. 3 for Iluliaq. Yet another card tossing game. Cryptozoology for beginners. I'm really disappointed that this trio of the Dynamite, the Duncan, the art games here just aren't good as the first batch. I didn't laugh as much at this one. I didn't find it as funny. You card draft, but the card drafting objectives are so obvious and uninteresting. And like I said, I wish I laughed more at this one. So Cryptozoology for beginners getting a 5 out of 10. The Choice, a roll and write game, ironically with very few choices. Roll dice, take a color or a number and grow out a line and cross off a lot of colors. It's super okay. It just feels really old school, really bare bones. I think that people will like this one if you're not kind of jaded on roll and writes. I'm jaded on roll and writes, and so this one is a 5 for me. Switchbacks from Allplay, our sponsor. Keep that in mind as I give this a 6. I didn't really love it. It's fine. You put out tiles with different numbers on them, and you're trying to make at least 4 numbers in a row, and whoever has the little hikers on those tiles score. It's beautiful. It's delightful looking. I wish it was more fun. It's so slight and so small and short that even when someone betrays you, you have 1, 2, 3. Someone puts a 4 over here. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, the game's over in like 5 more minutes. So it's too slight to be funny aggressive, and it's too aggressive to be like peaceful. So it's 6 out of 10 for Switchbacks. Quickity Pickity from Oink Games here. Flip over tiles of different fruit kinds and try to collect sets and stuff. It's super bare bones. It's super okay. Really terrible at 2. But at other player counts, it's better. But I still didn't really love what was going on with it. It's just another speed game, 5 out of 10. 9 Tiles Extreme, though, from Oink, gets a 6. It's a little bit better. You have tiles with different colors and different symbols. You flip over an objective card, and it tells you, put these symbols together. Well, guess what? On that objective card, the colors are mixed up compared to what the real tiles are, so you have to only look at the symbols. Or vice versa. The colors are mixed up, or the symbols are incorrect for the colors, but it says this objective, put the colors out in this pattern. It's okay. The original 9 tiles I actually like a lot more, where you try to build the road and the aliens and the dogs and the FBI agents and stuff. That one's more clever. This one only a 6. Soulaween. Little abstract game for 2 players. Tokens have a green side or a red side. You place it out there and you flip over all of the adjacent tokens to the opposite side. If you get 4 in a row, you get to score that up. 3 scores, 3 souls that you get will win you the game. It's not bad. Cute production. Very basic. It has some extra player powers and stuff in there that make you a little bit different. Make the game a little trickier. It's still fine. Overall, a 6.5 for me for Soulaween. Cute little 2-player abstract. Sleepy cats, 4 out of 10. This is a speed game. Play cards out as fast as you can. Make sure to line up the black cat with another black cat or the orange cat with another orange cat. But you can't play next to your own card that you put out, which is shown by a little symbol in the middle of the card. The secret to this game is you just play a few cards out as fast as you can, and then you watch another player, and every time they play a card out, just play a card off of them. You play there's a gray over here, bam, gray. And then you'll always win. So Sleepy Cats, 4 out of 10. Western Legends Showdown. I was surprised I liked this one. This is 7 out of 10 for me. A little 2-player, kind of a lane battler type game like Airland and Sea or Marvel Snap. Very minimalist, very simple, but I like the little Western touches. It doesn't feel like Western Legends, but I enjoy the decent, clever little card play. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Joey did a review of that one. Fork it sounds like 4, which is coincidentally its rating. This is one of the worst trick-taking games I've played. This one's in shrink. I have an unshrink copy at home, which means unfortunately I bought it, and I really dislike it. You lead out a color, but most of the cards are played face down, and so you don't really have a lot of information to go off of other people. It's super lucky. The trick-taking part of it is too restrictive, and then the face-down lucky reveal part of it is too wild and chaotic. So not a good combination for me. 4 for Fork. Hey, films. This is from Salt and Pepper Games, one of those little wallet games. This one I think has 27 cards in it instead of 18. This is kind of a little auction game specifically for 2, where the winner of the auction gets to grab a card from the middle first, and then the other player does. The 2 cards that both of you put up for offer, or as the auction cards become the offer, and then you're bidding for those next, which I find to be clever, fun, set collection, a la Sushi Go kind of a thing. So, neat little game for 2 players, films. And lastly, Urbify. This one gets an 8 from me. This is a game from Looping Games. They usually make those really small, like 1913 Melee or 1909 or whatever, 1988. So this one's a little different for them. You're building up a city, but you are putting workers out into these different types of actions, and then players can determine when there's enough workers there that they say, I'm going to fire off that action. But you cleverly sometimes want to have no workers left in front of you. You want them to be occupied in the bureaucratic stuff. And then sometimes you want to have a lot of workers agile and available to be placed out. And so sometimes people will call an action and you'll be like, oh, I have 2 guys there. I don't want them back. Fine, I'll do this cool action though. So great balance, build up a shared city, super fun, Urbify, an 8 out of 10 for me. So there you go, folks. That has been 21 quick, rapid game reviews. Hope that you found those interesting. And like I said, go look up any of those that catch your eye. Till next time, I'm Chris Yee, and have fun.